Hey, welcome to the first episode in a little series we're going to do called Cheltenham Chat. Now, it's an opportunity that I gag for every single week to talk about Cheltenham, and it's an opportunity for me to review a few races to you and put up one big price anti-post selection each week. We'll pop them down in the corner and we can build up a little portfolio as we go through these next few weeks. Now, lots and lots of action. Lots of Cheltenham clues this weekend. Envoy Allen over in Ireland looked sublime. Really slick jumper of hurdles. Was barely out of second gear. Took care of his rivals with minimum of fuss. Looked really impressive. Already he's been cut into 4-1 for the Ballymore in March. Now, if you fancy him for the Supreme, you can get 14-1. Now, that'll tell you where the likely target is. I also think their likely target is going to be the Ballymore. That's what they've said at the beginning of the season, but you do have to take what they say with a pinch of salt because it can change. But nonetheless, Envoy Allen, very impressive. Love to see him up against much better rivals. I'm really looking forward to that. Very big engine, just looks very classy. Same over in Ireland, stablemate Sam Crow made his novice chase debut. For me, it was okay. I just can't warm to the horse. I don't know how you feel. Let me know in a comment below if you love him or you hate him, because I know he does split opinions. I'm just struggling to warm to him, and the fact that he was jumping right over 7 of his fences was just a slight concern for me on debut. He's a tough one, Sam Crow, because he looked a superstar, didn't he? But he's got to prove it now. He has got to prove it. I think it's around 12-1 for the RSA. I wouldn't be steaming into that. And I probably wouldn't be taking the 4-1 about Envoy Allen. It's too early in the season to be risking money at a short price like that. But on the other hand, I think Envoy Allen may just get shorter and shorter. And if we've missed the boat, we've missed the boat. That's the way it goes. Loads of action. Let's go back to England. Lost in Translation. What a sensational performance from that horse on return. Jumped like a stag. Oh, it was sensational. There are not many horses that can find a stride at every single fence and land running to get away from the fence. The amount of ground that this horse can make over a fence is quite something, I'll tell you that. Now, there was a lot of people commenting on the fact that he was too big and bold at his fences for a Gold Cup contender. Absolute nonsense. The fences at Carlisle are very easy fences. In fact, they're the easiest fences in the country. So he's probably just overcompensating on return. He didn't jump too erratically and boldly last season at Aintree or at Cheltenham. So I wouldn't put too much emphasis on that, and I wouldn't listen to that nonsense if I'm being honest. He's got an excellent chance for the Gold Cup come March next year. But he's 8-1. He's been cut to 8-1 in November. Outstanding. Oh my goodness me. I could not get on him at 8-1. We've barely seen any runners out so far. 8-1's madness. But he's a very, very good horse. A lot of love for Lost in Translation. I think he's going to have a very good season. We should talk about the Charlie Hall. Le Bag Owa let down the RSA form. I think we all thought that RSA form last year was going to be the form line to follow. Turns out it's the JLT form, which means definitely Dessau is probably a very good horse. But Le Bag Owa more than disappointing than Charlie Hall. Ballyoptic won the Charlie Hall with a good performance. Only made 2 mistakes over his fences, slight errors I should say, over his fences on the whole way round and stayed on well. Elegant Escape would be the one to take from that for me. He made 4 serious errors in the Charlie Hall chase. Was 8 lengths off the leader on the turn for home. Looked like he was going to be pulled up. Stayed on very, very strongly to be beaten by 3 3/4 lengths. Now, they're likely to meet again, these two, and just for future purposes, I would take Elegant Escape to reverse that form of Ballyoptic. Now, what you've got to ask yourself is, has one of those serious errors on that Charlie Hall Weatherby course cost him the 3 3/4 length defeat? And the answer is a definite yes, it has. So, if he can cut out just one of those errors, I'm quite confident he can turn the form around with Ballyoptic there. but he's more of an entry horse than a Cheltenham horse. So let's get back on topic and talk about another horse that did us a nice touch on Saturday. It's Vindication. Now, Vindication was excellent at Ascot on Saturday. One look a good thing off a mark of 151. We won't be seeing him in handicap company again with the rise that he's going to get, I shouldn't think. They're going to be stepping into graded company. He was a grade 2 winner as a novice, stepping up into open company now. It's very difficult for second season chasers. Now, Connections do have a choice to make. They've got two options. They go Ryanair or they go for the Gold Cup this year. Now, Kim Bailey has come out and said after the race that he has always thought of this horse as a Gold Cup contender, whether that be this year or next year, which means they're undecided at the moment. They've got a couple of options coming up. I think they might be tempted to drop back and trip to the 1965 Ascot Chase, where he's 3 from 3. I hope they go for the Many Clouds Chase at Aintree over 3 miles. Keep him at 3 miles. So much more to come from him over that sort of trip. And I'd like to see them swerve the King George and have an attempt at the Gold Cup. 7-year-olds have got a good record in the Gold Cup, sizing John, last year's winner, Album Photo, and Corto Star. Now, we have got to keep our feet on the ground. He has only won a handicap, but I am going to put him up as an anti-post selection for the Gold Cup at 33-1. He's 40-1 for the Ryanair if you fancy a couple of quid on the saver on that, but he's 33-1 for the Gold Cup. I hope they take the chance. I'm not going to wait for him to go out and win a graded race and be cut to 20s or 16s. I'm just going to take a chance at 33-1 for the first episode this week. We're going to take a chance on a huge prize, Vindication, who've done us a touch on Saturday at 33-1 for the Gold Cup. So that's going to be the selection this week. We'll pop him down in the corner every single week so we can build up a nice portfolio and hopefully we could earn a couple of quid off it at the end of it. So join us next week. Vindication this week. I can't wait for the weekend, by the way. And have a great week. See you soon.